Good morning, everybody. It's that time again where we start some deadly premonition. It's gonna be a interesting time because last time I remember we were doing the what the heck were we doing again? Doing something specific. Oh yeah, we went through the mansion. Mansion. Of the Clarksons. The Clarkson Mansion. Yep. We went through that. The Clarksons. That's how it goes. Sorry, I gotta just write a message. There we go. Now, let's go meet up with Patricia at the Lecare Sheriff's Department. The Lucare. That was an aggressive start. Oh yeah, it might be nighttime, so we need to take the Wyvern. It is nighttime. Need to get the hell out of here. Where is it? There. 250 for transportation. Yes. Wait, I forgot my energy drink. Hold up. I'll be right back. Give me just a bit. Right back. I knew something was missing. I fucking knew it. I need to do this again. Anyways, return me back to normal. Here I am. Da-da, da-da, rocking like a hurricane. When does the search department actually open up? 7 a.m. Okay. We take a shower, as we should. I'm keeping the beard though. I love York having a beard. There we go. Now we sleep. I will have to check my DMs every now and then, because there's stuff I need to answer. Now, let's go get York his breakfast. Because the man deserves it. Ding!
Now that's what I'm talking about. You can't get fine eating like this at any of those diners out there, so make sure you enjoy it.
I will, Jawara. Yeah.
Thanks, miss.
Hello, Sushi.
Next time you get a hankering for old times.
Whee! Let me see. Nothing there. Alright, good. Now let's get going. How's it going, Shush? Bum 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 bum. I'm playing weird games again. Do 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 dum ba da ba ba da ba down down down. You be tired, but it's a good tired. Fair. I actually managed to sleep until 5 a.m. without waking up. And then I woke up.
Did you notice it yet? The streets in New Orleans were a mess. All busted up and undergoing maintenance.
I purely woke up
built on a swamp,
because I had a dream where some asshole fucking touched me. Like, just actually poked me. And I just woke up because of that. And I was like, don't you fucking dare. And he woke me up. And I was like, ah! And then I went back to bed. So, progress. I would say.
Did you find Melvin?
Nope. I can't find either of them.
Either of them?
Yeah. When I went home, it wasn't just my daddy who was missing. Mama was gone too.
Oh?
This never happened before.
Ah! Bottle. Stay up. Wake up, Pringles.
Zach, we need to stop Professor R's plan no matter what it takes.
All right.
Relax, Patty. You don't need to worry about a thing. I'm sure that Melvin just stumbled across an important clue that's stolen his attention for now. And I'm sure he's protecting your mother while he's at it. Let's just leave the investigation to the local police and rest for today. I need to prepare a report for the HQ anyway. How about staying with me in my room until we find them?
York, that sounds wrong.
You don't have to worry. I can't make you any homemade food, but I've got a first-class chef and a first-class concierge at my disposal. Oh, and a very affable bellboy. It's a lot of fun at that hotel.
But... okay, I guess. Thanks, Agent York.
You're welcome.
You're a lady, so you take the bed. Zach and I will be fine on the couch.
It sounded extremely wrong. Like, holy fuck, that sounded wrong. Let's see. Anyways, back to Casa de Pineapple. I could have technically done. Hold on. Is the Wait, how long is the sheriff's department actually open? Let's see. It's open till 5 p.m., so I couldn't have done it anyways. Damn. That would have been bad.
Did you notice it yet? The streets in New Orleans were a mess. All busted up and undergoing maintenance.
Hey, it's a lady this time. Usually there's a dude there. Bam, 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 bam. Yes, this is a detective thriller comedy at the same time and a lot of other things. Hoongun. Alright. Let's figure out the case.
Zach, the Clarkson family tree is nothing like we thought it was. We need to reorganize everything we've uncovered so far. She was so tired she fell right to sleep. Hey, Zach, I'm in a very difficult spot right now. I feel like this case is heading in a direction that will be extremely unpleasant for her. I've never felt anything like this during any of our cases thus far.
Yeah. Yeah, seems alright. Let's see. Oh, Clarkson's dead.
First, let's go back to the beginning. Lise Clarkson's body was found hanging under a bridge over the bayou, in a deserted spot close to where the bayou meets the Mississippi. The one who fired the pistol at Heaven surely had no idea what he would find there. Speaking of which, Zach, Chuck, the man who started this race we're running, what's his occupation?
He's a crawfish farmer.
That's right. He's a crawfish farmer, and after chasing a poacher's boat that crossed over into his farmland, he went up the bayou and was fortunate enough to find Lisa's body. I doubt it was a very pleasant experience for him. But if not for his discovery, Lisa's body might have started rotting out there. He's a difficult person to be sure, but I don't think he's a bad guy.
He also has very long nose hair.
Chuck said something peculiar. He claimed the Clarksons were a little better when their son was still around. I don't know exactly what he meant, but we ended up meeting the person he was talking about, didn't we? Under very unexpected circumstances.
Yep, we met Lenny, aka Leonard, who ended up having intercourse with his sister.
Leonard Clarkson. He ran away from home, found his true self, then changed names. So, Zach, do you remember her name? Helena Doman. The townspeople call her Lena. She was also known as Professor R while she plotted against the Clarksons. She's the mother of the new drug known as Sang Rouge.
Yup.
She must have also had a group of followers who worshipped her fanatically. I can see it now. Lena sprinkling down the red powder, corrupting every last pure and innocent girl in town.
That sounded wrong.
Lena mentioned her plan each time we met. She must have taken us for utter fools, Zach. She thought she was always one step ahead of us, and that we'd never see the full scope of her plan. Well, her plan isn't complete yet, and I know we can still stop it. That's why we need to learn all we can about her. Her alias was Professor R, and she was well learned in the areas of medicine and fire dynamics. By the way, Zach, do you remember what weapon Lena used to murder PJ?
It was a miniature bomb.
Correct. She used a miniature bomb. To tell you the truth, she surprised me.
Yeah.
That bomb was so well placed. It left hardly any damage on the building itself.
When that bomb went off, that fireplace was in complete and perfect shape. Like, holy fuck.
Yet still did amazing work on them.
But it made PJ and Lena themselves explode to the point that their heads were stuck to the chandelier.
Lena should have used that brain of hers for something more productive than that saga of revenge. For example, reviving Lucare's economy from the industrial sector. Widen your perspective, and you'll see that Louisiana is an industrial treasure trove. With her intelligence and her charisma, I'm sure she would have found some amazing opportunities. Such a tragedy. Zach, there's one more important matter we need to think about here. Galena Clarkson, who was murdered in jail. Her body was dismembered, then rearranged into a V shape. Patty and Melvin claimed it was a severed roots killing, but that doesn't make sense to me. And PJ Clarkson disapproved of it when I met him in the other world. He saw Galena's parts lined up and was overcome by an inexplicable fear. Tell me, who killed Galena?
No idea.
Unfortunately, we don't have the answer to this one yet, and it's too big a problem to solve with mere speculation. The answer to this question may lead to a major turning point for this case, and the final turning
Hello,
point for
Bacon.
this story.
I'm doing great.
You know it's true, Zach. I only hope it doesn't push us down an avenue we didn't plan on exploring.
How about you? How you doing, Bacon? I like the little badges she has. Oh yeah, the eldest daughter. Who is the Clarkson's eldest daughter? Oh yeah, that's Patty's mom.
Hey, Zach. Do you remember PJ's last words? Lena had intercourse with her older sister. Her own flesh and blood. This means there's still one more person out there who inherited PJ's blood.
Roger that, Bacon. What the fuck? What is the music? Oh yes, the best character, Naked Cowboy Man. Welcome back. Ooh, that looks cool.
Oh, fucking poachers, now I gotcha. Caught you red-handed.
Ah, the nose hair. What the fuck? Huh? What the fuck? What the fuck is that? What the fuck? What the fuck? Fair enough. Fair enough, Bacon. What the fuck was that? Huh? I'm mortified. What the fuck? The fuck was that?
Soon.
Please.
Almost there.
Uh-oh.
Just
What is happening now?
please, someone, stop that noise.
What the fuck? What is happening here? I'm scared. Can you make your angry noises? Fair enough. What is this soup? Primordial soup? What? I'm scared. What is happening here? What the fuck? Even with context, I have no idea what's happening anymore.
Oh. Oh.
What the fuck? Huh?
Let me try and summarize this.
My fucking head.
Helena Doman was the mastermind behind the entire incident. But Helena Doman was actually P.J. Clarkson's son, who had severed ties with the family. Helena was also known as Professor R, the mother brain behind the drug known as Sang Rouge.
That's right.
She was responsible for everything?
Not everything, but most of it. Almost everything went according to her plan.
But if you'd already figured out that much, why did you continue to stay in Le Carré?
Because we had to.
You had to. Whatever for.
The goddess was still there.
The goddess.
The goddess of fertility.
Lise Clarkson's body.
Not her. She was as beautiful as a goddess, but she wasn't the goddess. She was just a tragic victim.
Then who is the goddess of fertility?
The
Good question.
person at the root of this case.
Is it some kind of metaphor? For example, the vast wealth that the red powder yielded.
The goddess of fertility embodied abundance on the outside. But on the inside, she was a hollow void. And that void was threatening to swallow up all of Le Carré.
Man, he sounds like he's actually gritting his teeth. He really hates babies. You're gonna go to sleep?
Up.
Go to bed then, Bacon. Go to bed.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Are you okay, Mr. Morgan?
I don't think he's okay. Have a good night, Bacon.
Morgan almost sounds like a prophet talking about the end of the world. Vague, elusive, and intent on deceiving those who listen. But every now and then he adds an interval of truth.
Yeah, it makes sense. Ustemmi, happy sushi.
Patricia Clarkson is one of those.
Hell yeah.
She's something special. Something irreplaceable to him. I'm so close to finding out where she is. So close now. It looks like he burned something other than firewood in here. Did he destroy something when he figured out we were coming? Or maybe it's just a red herring meant to throw us off. I know how he operates. The sound of a baby crying got him that agitated? He may be sick. The logs in the center look far more burnt compared to the rest. Almost looks like they were used in conjunction with some kind of accelerant. Did you recently burn something there?
It's our fireplace. We're free to use.
I see traces of resin. Which leads me to believe you burned up some sort of toxics. It doesn't matter what kind of fireplace you have. Next time, don't burn it up at home. Dispose of it like you would any other non-burn, especially if it was something like a smart...
Non-burnable. Let's be serious. That's exactly the sort of data one needs to thoroughly immolate. Remember what you learned at Quantico. By the way, you're still searching for Patricia, yes?
You don't need to worry. We're investigating. In fact, we just need to find...
Oh, hard to believe, though. After all, so far you've just been...
barking up the wrong tree.
That's right. You shouldn't be wasting time here.
Then I'll just ask you
No, we don't. But we can feel her when we close our eyes. It's very faint.
Are you trying to distract me again? Or do you really expect me to believe...
What do you think we are, X-Men? It's metaphysical offender.
He actually asked me, does he have full confidence? Fine. I'll just ask him everything.
Damn it. I should have asked him about something, but I forgot what it was. There we go.
By the way, how did the FBI find Lisa's body after 14 whole years?
That's none of your...
Are you saying they just happened to be investigating that there was some...
I said it's none of...
Well, then we'll just... It was an anonymous tip. A tip related to... Did we hit the nail? But that's not what we want to know. After all, the FBI get... Right, my fairy? Here's what we... Why? Out of all those tips, would you tell us that? What urged you?
That's none of your business.
Well then.
Low-fat vitamin D milk cartons. Why are they all lined?
You know, I actually want to know that. Tell me.
This square area enclosed, is it another... The more I look around, the more I... The sanctuary on this table. The fire... And the milk carton sanctuary. They all lead into the room back there. And there's one more by the window, and yet another by my feet. Are they signs? Or is this all some sort of path?
Hey, Belle, is that a serious question?
Of course it is.
We're drying them out.
Huh?
We line the milk cartons up to dry them out, so we can turn them into Halloween decorations.
Halloween? It's only January.
This is America. Got a problem with that?
What the fuck?
If Professor R really... If she wanted to rebuild the Clarksons' legacy...
I wish I would have asked him about the jittering leg. I wanted to know what the hell sets him off so badly.
So you think Galena was murdered by Helena Doman?
No. Galena was someone else.
Then who killed her?
It's written in the...
Yes. Would you mind answering me in your... You see, I find your entire...
It's a complicated matter. Extremely complicated.
Don't let him draw... Stay calm, Aaliyah Davis.
Apparently we're doing Helldivers later.
Or... No. I need to stay positive. I have to solve this case, no matter... Can't lose courage here. The future influences the present. You asked me why I spent an entire 2 days observing you before I came to speak with you. Well, here's why. Over those 49 hours, I observed the intervals between your actions, when you were neither doing something nor doing nothing.
Doing something or doing nothing?
I intently studied your intervals between action to action, and action to inaction, to action.
What the fuck does that mean? Huh?
People reveal everything during the intervals between their actions. For example, when you eat alone versus eating with someone else. The most prominent differences always appear when someone either begins or finishes eating a meal. And since these are unconscious actions, they can't be consciously hidden. When you prepare to eat or finish eating, when you move in to clean up, when you pick up a book or close one, when you raise a cup of coffee, human actions speak volumes. Not even the person doing the actions is conscious of them. That's what lies in those intervals. That's my modus operandi. And here's the conclusion it helped me reach. There's one other person in this house, isn't there?
You're incredible, Belle. You outdid all our expectations. Impressive, to say the least. You're right, Belle, but only half right.
Half?
You should still be proud, though. Honestly, we never thought you'd make it this far. You've got real talent.
What is happening here?
Most of what you say is disjointed and illogical. If this goes to court, I won't let you claim that your testimony is inadmissible just because of your little indulgence there.
Fine by us. We can even put it in writing if you want. We won't run or hide. Will we, my fairy? Where's the paper? I know I had it around here somewhere. Where is it?
Don't you puke.
We're fine.
Hey, everything okay? What's going on out here? Oh, don't tell me.
He's just suffering from nausea. I was more worried about you. You were in there for quite some time.
Yeah, sorry. Ever since you got here, I've been all backed up.
Mr. Morgan, can you stand?
Is this a sign from a coffee? What could it be? What is it
Oh
trying to tell me?
no, not that. The
Think-
coffee again.
Is that a dragonfly?
Goes past the red powder.
Footsteps. Big footsteps. Footsteps.
Wait,
Big footsteps.
the big footsteps were part of the Clarkson family?
Some odd fella was following her around, stalking her like.
That poor girl, Lise, she was a druggie, and she was into the really bad stuff.
The Red Soul has the power to amplify the mentally and physically. That's why I created the
You okay? Hey.
We're fine. Just, would you take us to get our...
Sure. Whew. Seems like he's calmed down a little. We should let him rest for a while.
That would help out a lot. Grilled sushi a few times, yeah.
One more step and I could have cornered Morgan, but so be it. I can still keep investigating, even if the owner of the Simon Jones. What a piece of work. I didn't think he'd gotten this bad. I can't let him die on me yet. I need to get more clues out of him before... I wondered what sort of food he was eating, all shut up in here. Pizza? Why do they all love pizza so much?
Who doesn't love pizza?
Whatever his goal may be, Morgan's gone. But no matter how hard he tries, the heartless monster... When Katrina stole my family from me, what is he hoping?
Katrina? I think she's talking about Hurricane
Agent
Katrina.
Jones has been acting strange. He told me he wasn't very good at dealing with suspects in person. Is he hiding something? Or maybe our suspect found something. Either way, I wish he'd stop trying.
What's wrong, Aaliyah? You hungry or something?
Excuse me?
Well, you're staring right at an
Please don't compare. Besides...
Hey! Pizza is a sacred food. You don't need to feel embarrassed for being... It enthralls. That's the power of pizza.
Yeah.
Stop, Agent Jones. I'm sick of you Chicagoans and your obsession with pizza. Pizza, pizza, pizza. 24 hours a day. What, you gonna launch into a tirade about how deep dish is the only problem?
No, you just don't. As a Chicagoan, I'm proud. But get this. I love New York-style pizza, too. It doesn't matter what kind of pizza it is.
Yeah, pizza's pizza.
What? Still don't... Okay, here. All pizzas. Eat your heart out, Nietzsche.
Just for... Shouldn't you look after him?
I gave him his meds and let him rest.
Let him rest where?
In the bathtub. It happened to have a blanket and a pillow in it.
What? But why?
I don't know. I feel like I saw that once in some...
I don't know what you're talking... More importantly, how...
It's stage 4 cancer. He's had it for a while now.
No. I'm talking about his face. It looks as white as a sheet. I've never heard of any cancers.
Who knows? But now that you mention it, he started going really crazy.
In what way?
He changed pizza.
This better not...
It's not. Before December, he always used to order delivery from a Chicago-style joint all the way up near Medford. But one day, he took one look at one of their trademarked red boxes.
Red, huh?
You better believe it. He started screaming gibberish. Next thing I know, I see him toss...
Do you think that's when his fear of red...
Beats me. There isn't a better How could someone give up on that?
Something about the color red makes him go crazy.
Were you serious for even...
Now I'm really
Why
invested.
do you think he's trying to survive so badly?
What do you mean?
He who has a why to live can...
Please, just stop.
Hey, wanna know why I first discovered Nietzsche, and at the time I was shell-shocked. How could a 13-year-old girl go on? Then, in that shelter, his school was damaged by the hurricane. He also lost his family. So we gradually started... I'll never forget the 3 months. He loved Nietzsche. And out of all of Nietzsche's quotes, there was one from Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Better know nothing than half know many things. Better be a fool on one's own account than a sage on other people's approbation.
Approbation? Hold on. What does that mean? I actually need to Google that word. Approval or praise. That's what it means. Okay. Approbation and approval. Approbation is a formal word for approval or praise. Approbation is like getting the nod in a big way. Politicians rely on the public's approbation to get elected. Okay, so that's what it means. That's a word I didn't actually ever hear.
I thought it was a strange quote to hear from a. Why would he think it would be good to be a fool?
Because if you're a fool, you're not playing according to anyone else's fiddle. And if you are a sage according to other people's stuff, that means they are using you or making sure that you don't know a lot of things.
But I understand what he meant now. He was trying to encourage my little brother and I, so that we'd be able to bear the weight of the victim label that was about to be slapped onto us, so that we could go on respecting ourselves. After that, my grandmother in Lafayette took us in. That was the last time I ever saw the professor. But whenever I quote Nietzsche, and they give me the power, so I'm gonna keep quoting Nietzsche.
Oh, Nietzsche's to you. Sorry for giving you a hard time about it. You are free to go on quoting him whenever you want.
Agent Jones, what the hell is wrong with you?
Oh my fucking god, stop being a dick!
How dare you compare Nietzsche with pizza?
Oh, come on.
For fuck's sake.
Let me get one thing straight. You started this investigation based on an anonymous tip, right? What kind of a tip was it? Phone or...
What does that matter?
This may surprise you. I always get hung up on the most insignificant, especially during the most vital time. You know how people go to bed early the night before they have a big job? That's exactly the time where, when did I how long is my milk? I just can't. It's just the way I am.
It was sent in an envelope, postmarked December 28th, sent out from Louisiana.
What did it have inside?
A postcard with a dragonfly on it and a note.
What did it say?
Investigate the Clarksons. F.K.
That's it?
K?
Yes, that's it.
Who's F.K.?
Anonymous tip, remember?
Did you confirm that?
Of course I did. Louisiana has a population of... The FBI database has a list of 6,600. 1 out of every 6 individuals is a child under the age of 14. The remaining 5,500 people include those whose initials changed or incarcerated individuals. After subtracting, that's when I stopped searching for FK. It isn't important where the tip came from. I got this far by taking them. Are you satisfied?
Yeah. Yep. It all checks out.
The
I
letter
wonder
that
who
was delivered
FK
to me
is.
bore a postcard decorated with a single sheet of paper ordering me to an end.
FK. FK.
So many I guess it doesn't matter what kind of person. That's one of the reasons why music...
Wait, why is FK so familiar to me? I remember seeing FK, I think it was also in the first game.
Who collects vinyl in an age like this when...
True. Morgan.
You really think... Now, even I thought they were cool, but now... Every suburban mall, at this point, it's become a solid component of modern... People who know nothing about real music.
How do you ever have time to enjoy...
Excuse me?
You're like IBS. You keep flaring up at the worst times and there's no end in... And when you're alone with Morgan...
We're in the middle of a very important investigation.
To me, it just looks like you're putting yourself under a lot... Why can't you, you know...
Does one need humanity?
Yes, one does.
Well, I don't.
Come on, Elite. For a few days, at the very least. I'm your Why can't you just let me in on one thing? No, aside from...
You know, I'd really...
Why do you always have to be...
I can't help it if there's certain...
No, come on. There's got to be some kind...
I said...
Do you like Justin Bieber?
No.
Too cute. Not my type.
Drake?
I've only ever listened to the hooks.
Well then, Aria...
Hell no!
What do...
I have to tell you...
What do you like?
Yes, you do.
Pink Floyd.
Good choice.
No way. Who turned you onto it?
As far as I can remember, I've loved prog rock ever since... That's just how music works, right? I mean, The Wall is by far my favorite album. Even to this day, I find it hard to believe that they made that in the 70s. It still sounds completely fresh.
There you go.
No, I was just thinking...
Don't you...
That was fucking cool.
A soft spot? He doesn't even understand the... Professor R, the mother of this... So then why are her demons see... This drug has already taken so many lives. It has...
So...
Because it's...
Really?
Why not?
You... Some kind of... There's no use... Despite how I may look... I don't mean to be nosy. I didn't manage to live this long, simply... We're gonna be tiptoeing across a thin line of legality with the... That way...
There exists in the world a whither does it...
You're pulling out Nietzsche?
I have a little... After overdosing on a certain... He's been clean for 2 years. All day long. He can't tell if this is reality.
Sang Rouge.
That's right. The doctor can't tell what's coming. He just told me to prepare for... This was his. I bought it for him after he graduated high school. He never got a single chance. Someday, I believe that he'll get better.
So, you think that if we nab the person...
Right.
You really think...
I don't know, but I can't just sit around and do...
What about your parents?
When I was only leaving my 7-year-old... Now I'm just working as hard.
Fair enough.
Hey,
What was that sound?
I just want to double check one thing.
Nope.
It must be the bedroom there.
Are you serious?
Huh?
Well...
Then what?
I understand, but he's got... And he used to be one.
So, the truth he's given us, so he's a genius lone wolf. That's what they told over and over again. But let's be real here. It looked like the face... Patricia Clarkson is here. After 14 years, he's trying to complete something that's deep.
I want to know what's behind that. I must know. Open it. PJ Clarkson. Helena.
What is all this?
Good fucking question. All right. Let's see what's going on here. There's the drum. There's the mannequins. Why is the light up there so weird? Wait, that's a red light up there.
Pictures of people from Le Carré.
That's the first game on the right. I think. Yep, it is.
And this wall is dedicated to Greenvale.
There's the gas mask dude as well.
All the deceased have been crossed out. Sheriff Melvin Woods.
Mel and Kenny were both dead? What?
Lise Clarkson?
The Red Seed?
Where's Patricia?
That's our altar. What are you doing?
Fucking hell, that was freaky. Jesus. That was actually slightly disturbing. Holy fuck. Whew. That gave me shivers. I can see the veins already. What the fuck?
York! Agent York! York! Agent York! York! Agent York! Hey! Agent York! Agent York? Hey! Hey, Agent York.
What the
Miss
fuck?
Clarkson.
Wait, the necklace has a dragonfly on it.
What's wrong? You're acting weird.
Sorry, Patty, I'm fine now.
I don't see the veins no more.
More importantly, do these red seeds come from some kind of plant that grows around this area?
I don't know. What do I look like, a botanist?
This isn't your average backwoods town. The Clarksons' ego and control has been piercing the town's heart like a massive dinosaur bone. But over this past century, time has been busy eroding the beast's power from within. And now, the very thing that once fortified this town is polluting it with putrid gas and rotten marrow. Zach, this is the point where it all collapses. You didn't even twitch when you saw Galena's body.
Why would I? Dead things can't hurt us, right?
Girls your age don't usually think that way.
Do you have kids, Agent York?
No, I don't. I'm not married either.
Then you have no idea how girls my age usually think. Besides, I'm used to seeing dead bodies thanks to CSI, especially dismembered corpses like hers. You know, for a so-called pro...
Shush. What is this? I know where we saw one tree.
After Lise Clarkson was just like how Galena's body, Lena Doman and PJ's body, perhaps that's the nature of the... What do you think, Zach? Is there any significance? This altar, but there's hardly any... There's no way for me to... I could send it home for a net. It'll just end up giving... More importantly, Zach, someone who knew how to manipulate... In other words, these roots... There's some decompose. We saw the same type of cloth at the sugarcane plant. They must have used that. But who cares about... This isn't a case that can be solved by... Zach, this is among all the different footprints. Yes, I know. He probably only made them when he... I'm sure that Patty and I left our own. But how do you explain the set that's inside? These red seeds. But we need to figure out what's going on with this all. Isn't that right, Zach? There's a flat, evenly weighted stone. I bet we could use this to score it. Let's give it a try whenever. For now, we need to focus. These bridge beams have a very unique one straight support in the center, reinforced by. Did this bridge all? Oh well, I'm sure it has nothing. Let's move on with the.
You sure about that?
The growth is all. It wasn't just cutaway. Everything was planned so meticulously. That's why Chuck and.
Wait, there's something else there.
Hey! FBI!
Brother! My bro!
You already solved the case, yeah? So go on!
Why do you think I solved the case?
Shoot! Exactly how stupid are you, FBI? This is Luke Carre, remember? Every feller in town already knows that Professor Orr's the one behind all this shit.
Hey, Chuck. Can you see the altar from there?
I'd see the whole damn thing, along with your stupid ass standing there.
You told me that the poacher's boat you were chasing to.
Yeah, that's what. If you're just gonna waste our tax dollars out here, fucking FBI, go and make yourself useful.
Chuck, we don't chase down fishing boats unless it's a terrorist boat that plans to over.
Huh. Then stop acting all leery, like I'm busy too, you know.
I like that. I like him. Chuck's funny.
Zach, he just taught us what it was built here so that the ritual could be watched.
What do you mean? They could have just walked out here.
The goddess of fertility.
Hungan! You've returned to me, Hungan.
The goddess of fertility. A fine name indeed. So much blood has been shed. Yet you remain in this town. Surely you know why.
Of course I do, Hungan. My work here is, you know, I could really use one of.
You're more fun than I thought. Here's the oracle you ask for. Listen with your heart. Speak to the 17 comrades who saw the birth of New Orleans. Feel the holy Allah. The giant lady's finger points down toward your goal.
Poetic and graceful as ever, Hungan.
The 17?
Hungan's oracles are. That's the one thing but don't misunderstand. I'm not blindly. I only follow my metaphysical offender. The 17 comrades must refer to some area that has 17 of the same thing in it. We may need to use history to figure this one out. After all, we need to find someone or something that saw the birth of New Orleans. That's not it, Zach. The 17 comrades. Remember, they were here to see the.
Oh yeah, true.
And we can't just round up. That's it, Zach. The French established the colony of La Nouvelle-Orléans just about 300. The only 17 comrades that would have been around back. A majestic road. Come on, let's go ask these sages of Lucare for.
Okay.
Zach, the Holy Allah is especially considering the quality. It seems as if Hungan's. The great thing about us Americans is that we can recreate our homeland anywhere. We're happy to transport crunchy bacon across the deserts of Africa if we need to. That's what it means to be American. And this Holy Allah is just another example of that. From the early days of the frontier era, they've been helping us Americans be what we've always meant to be. Hey, Zach, if the Holy Allah needs to be filled, things must be dyed. That's it. I never doubted you, Zach. The Holy Allah, specifically that water tower, it must be hiding. Let's fill the Allah and see what it yields.
Okay. Seems about right. This music is reminding me of Dot Hack. I might need to play that game again.
Zach, What do you think the giant lady's finger is? I'm at a loss. I never thought one of Hungan's childish riddles would... But, oh, I'm sure that as we deal with the rest of the
What?
Listen carefully, Patricia. So I want you to answer me honestly.
Answer what?
Do you have any idea where Melvin might have gone?
No.
He didn't seem to be acting or...
No.
Okay. Zach, we have a lot of work to do.
Oh, we're finally reaching the end? Please. If we are, that's gonna be fun. Yay! Anyways. Kinda wanna visit the, wrong button. She's not around yet. We'll go here. I sincerely hope this is the finale, because then I know exactly what game I'll play afterwards. Because I want to have a little bit of fun for a while, so I'll start playing Stranger Paradise for a tiny bit. Not sure if I'll make another series of it. But I'm also thinking of the other games that I have. So I might actually ask some of my friends.
We've been in this town for longer than we originally planned.
Maybe they have an idea.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm used to living out of a hotel, and I love southern food. There are some inconveniences, though. There's no movie theater in this town, nor is there a video rental store, and the TV in the hotel room doesn't get any of the on-demand movie channels. We'll just have to get lucky and encounter a movie being shown on TV. The movie environment in Lucare is no different from that of the 70s, Zach. No, they don't.
One of them's chopped down. Huh. Interesting. Maybe it got destroyed.
Zach, do you sense that? These trees have... Long before the Clarksons built... If they could speak... Has there always been a different number of...
Yeah. I heard that by the time our town came along, there were only 17 left.
Oh. So that one's the 18th.
A general from the South might have cut one down during the Civil War.
Intriguing, Patty.
I don't know. Folks say he planted a red tree in its place.
A red tree?
Zach, the shape of these seeds. Patty, it appears that legend about the red tree... The first tree is withered and gone. Perhaps that red tree left some descendants...
Hello, dog. Hi, Puppo. How goes it? You want us to follow?
Zach, he seems to know something. Doesn't it seem like he's... Change of plans, Pat. Let's go on a little stroll.
Lead us on, bro. The dog knows. Alright, doggo. Lead me on my quest. I'm now invested because this is new territory for me. God, I hate the fact that it's a escort. It's technically an escort quest. And I walk slower than him, but I run faster than him. And I have limited stamina. So I have to abuse a system known as tapping in order to keep up with him. Why is the dog leading us on such a weird path? Where do you want us to go, doggo? Come on. I see a red tree. This makes me want to give Deadly Premonition 1 a try. I need to figure out if I can find the proper patchers and stuff to make it work. Because that game was actually super enjoyable to play. Plus, it was much more interesting than this, but I am intrigued about this game. I like how it's retreat. Thanks, dog.
Is this the red tree that General planted?
No way!
A maple tree.
You're right. A long time ago, they told me they used to go on dates. Mama would make sandwiches. My mama was really pretty. When I was a kid, I believed under the boughs of a legendary tree that one man managed.
Looks like it's time to move on. What a fantastic guide. He actually waited for us to finish talking.
Yeah. Can I follow him with a skateboard? Nope, I'm still too fast. But at least I don't have to hold the movement button. I'll follow him. There you go, perfect speed. I have found the perfect speed to follow the dog. Beep, boo, doo, 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 doo. I love my quest where I have to follow a dog while skateboarding as an FBI agent. Yep, indeed. Janky Premonition acoustic. I take it you're a big fan of Deadly Premonition as well. Bro, the load hungers was the point where I quit last time, and now I came back after 4 years to finish the job. And luckily I'm not playing on the Switch version because you can actually bug out that quest on the Switch. And besides, I can't say the name without going, the Lord hungers! What the fuck? Fucking screw you, dog! How dare you? They should have given this mission like a leash, so I could actually just attach to the dog and just follow it. But yeah, on the Switch version, the Lord Hungers questline can be bugged if you talk to, what's her name? The other Jawara, the lady at the diner. If you talk to her, and you accept her side quest, you actually cannot complete the Lord Hungers until you complete the side quest. And worst case, it takes you 2 to 3 in-game weeks to do that, because sometimes, what's his fucking face? The big boy doesn't spawn at the park. And if you happen to miss him, unfortunately, you'll have to wait another week for him to appear so you can actually get the quest. And if you haven't encountered any of the red monsters prior to that, you can't complete it. It took you 4 hours to find the damn anaconda skins. Yup. I remember finding them by chance because I was always running around trying to find every single item. Because the first time I played this, I was collecting every single thing, doing every single side content that I found. This time, I'm only focusing on the main thing. Because I burned myself out last time. Come on, boy. Where we going? Because I tried to find those, what do you call them? The sigils that you can only find by focusing. Missed them because they don't spawn except during that quest, and the park is useful otherwise. The park is somewhat useful because you can find the a few beehives there, so you can do one of the sub quests in order to get the I think it was one of the orbs or gems, whatever the heck, that you can get out of doing those requests for Melvin. Another red tree. Honey too, yeah.
Hey, Patty. How would you rate this creation?
Not bad, I reckon. They made good use of its natural form, while also pulling out the soul from within. The artificial color
Overall
also
uses, yes.
looks pretty.
Yeah, that park is only used for two things. Avery's quest, which requires you to have encountered a red being during midnight and then be there during, I think it's Saturday, right before midnight, to talk to him in order to get the quest, in order to get the item that you need to fulfill, I think, Elijah Jawara, whatever the hell. No, Lexus Jawara. In order to get that quest done, in order to complete the Lord Hungers, if you accidentally spoke to her.
You don't usually see this level of harmony. Something unnatural always ends up getting left behind.
Zach, did you catch all that? She sounded just like the curator of an arc. I think we may have just uncovered a new side of her.
Yep, stamp book still success.
But unfortunately, I can't see anything artistic about it. Honestly, it looks insane to me.
50 game overs, for example. Wait, you have to die 50 times?
That's all I get from it. And there's no way that this is a descendant of the tree that the...
Bark. Well, continue again. Lead the way, General Doggo. Hold up. It's required for one stamp if you recall right. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind at that point. I am not doing the stamps. I refuse. I might be insane, but I'm not that insane. I'll gladly do a 32-man raid boss solo for 6 hours, then do a 50 game overs for a singular stamp. Kill 800 wolves, 800 alligators, etc. Well, that isn't too bad. It's just tedious, but if you're doing it anyways, and you're like grinding out parts and stuff to try and upgrade your gear, yeah, sure. I can see that being a thing. God damn it, dog! Yeah. Huh? Wait. No, no, no! You can't do this to me, dog! You want to get like 30 or 40 for the game normally? Yeah. God damn it. The fact that he actually swam across makes me so angry. My gosh. Now 300, 400, yeah. Fair enough. But hey, if you want something even worse, did you know that there's technically a third game? Hold up, I need to adjust my headphones. Job's done. I hate these headphones. But yeah, did you know that there's technically a third Deadly Premonition game, but it doesn't carry the name Deadly Premonition? And that one is extremely obtuse with all the stuff that you need to find and do with it. Come back, you dog. This freaking dog. Goddamn it, dog. Making me look bad. Do 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 do. I swear if you start doing a spinny, I'm going to lose my mind, dog. At least the music's nice. Well. Well, what? Well, well, well. Up. Sorry, bro, you can't post links. Yeah, there's no posting links here. Sorry, man. The board game. I already have it. I have the Daily Premonition board game. And I actually enjoyed it. It's in my living room, along with Dead of Winter, and the 2 expansion packs for Dead of Winter, and also the Resident Evil board game. I think there was a board game for Silent Hill as well? I think. Oh, you piece of shiza. Come here, dog. And now there is... I wonder what that one game was that was getting a board game that was real weird. I forgot what it was called. I'll figure it out later. Oh, a Metal Gear board game would be kind of funny. But the best part about the Resident Evil board game is the fact that you can actually play it solo. It's 100% playable solo. Do 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 do. And I love board games that actually allow you to do that, and it also randomizes a lot of things. And it works. Oh, are you kidding me? You going in here? Don't you dare vanish from my side. better not vanish. No, 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 no! Where'd you go? You're disappointed? How come you're disappointed? No one message about the Deep South? God damn it. I think the Deep South isn't even as bad as the coffee talk. Zach, you're a coffee person, right? All milk, no sugar? Yes, I'm completely with you on that one. Like, what sort of a lunatic are you to not put sugar in your coffee? Are you crazy? And I think York doesn't actually talk anything during this sequence. So we're just, you know, following dog. And the other talk that I really get irked at is when York starts talking about the fucking bridges. Usually dude just scream milk. You're a lunatic. You're a lunatic. You have to put at least 3 spoons of sugar in it. Or at least some honey. Ew, tentacle tree.
Zach, now this is interesting. It looks like a tree that you could find anywhere, yet it's also unlike any other, completely alien. And look how it's weaved its way into the landscape. Almost like cancer cells invading a human body. You might not even notice it unless you're focused on finding it. And this feeling. As I gaze upon this tree, I can feel evil emotions rising out from within me. Why on earth did that Southern general bring this tree into this town?
That is such an interesting tree. What the hell? Patty, you okay?
I promise to protect you from all the evil in our world. Do not touch this tree. Got that, Patty?
Got it, Agent York.
That was fucking disturbing, what just happened.
We successfully spoke with the... I feel like they showed us a side of nature that next up is the holy... According to the Oracle, we may be due for another... But that's okay. Why not enjoy playing by their...
I'm going to touch the tree. It would have been funny if the tree actually just instantly kills you. And then I had to redo that entire thing. I would instantly like, if I encountered that sort of a moment, I would literally lose my mind. So... what?
Lena Doman, aka Professor R. How could
What you
such
need?
an intelligent person like her suffer such a tragic downfall? Does
Medicine.
the South really corrupt people like Patty said? This sunlight certainly seems capable of breaking someone down. No matter how you try to resist it, it's so hot it feels like I'm burning up. But that doesn't explain it.
Before I
Perhaps
shot
we
Patty,
really
I have
do
not
focus
shot
on
Patty
the
once.
bloodline itself. Everything in this town, whether it's visible or invisible.
And I've had this game for like
carries shades of
3,
their
4
influence,
years, something like that? 4 or 5 years?
Conversations, food, right down to each blade of grass. There isn't anything beyond the reach of the Clarkson.
I've never shot her.
Even San Rouge
I'm not even
itself
lying, I
is
have never
covered
shot her.
in Clarkson blood. Zach, just looking at the people involved in this case tells us all we need to know, don't you think? What
Also,
stands before us now
I can
aren't
tell.
your usual serial killers.
Lena.
Not even your usual drug case. It's the history of sin.
Fuck's sake, York,
weighing
you
down
talk a
the
lot.
shoulders of a massive entity known as the Clarkson family. And we're simply lost souls wandering through its colossal womb. We need to be like Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket, put our heads together and find the way out, no matter what we go up against.
Stamps you get for
What
shooting her?
situation
Well then.
we find ourselves in. Our mission never changes. We need to apprehend the perpetrator and bring them to justice. It's as simple as that, Zach.
Finally, he stopped talking. But yeah, like, Professor R was corrupt from the beginning because you know, they did the Wincest thing. Yes, I'm gonna say that as a joke. But yeah, last time I played this was... Wait, hold on. When? 2022. Okay, 3 years. It's been 3 years. Just about. When I started playing this. But yeah, the whole story with Professor R had me intrigued at the beginning because, like, okay, they're actually talking about how, like, nothing really matters except for being a good person.
Clarksons chose a dragonfly.
And then there was the whole, oh hey, you had sex with your sister.
Dragonflies are called
like, what the fuck?
And folklore suggests that they fly around, sewing up the mouths of children who don't do as they're told. In Japan, some samurai helmets are also shaped like dragonflies. There, dragonflies are seen as beneficial insects who march valiantly ahead, preying on the pests that devour crops. In other words, dragonflies symbolize opposite things depending on whether you're in the east or the west. But why did the Clarksons choose this insect to be their symbol? I can't help but feel like it's something deeper than the cliche image of dragonflies as guardians of crops. Hungan called the dragonfly a flying serpent. One of his interpretation was right on the mark. The Clarksons are serpentine. Savage, cunning, and skilled at protecting themselves, but they don't slither along the ground.
What's up, Elu? How you doing?
They're serpents with wings that allow them
How's
to
it going?
soar above the rest. But now, those wings are starting to fail on them. That's what really triggered this.
How goes it?
incident. After acquiring wings, the serpent attained prosperity and was crowned in glory. But now it's lost its power, wavering, moments away from plummeting back down to the earth. So it started lashing out against others, just like it used to do.
It's going well.
before it gained its
Good.
Wings.
Good,
Sort
good.
of sounds like an ancient myth, doesn't it, Zach?
That's good to hear. Based game. The game that drives me nuts. Minor noise with this game, the final boss is a complete unnecessary major spoiler for the first game. Yeah. But then again, you play the first game, and then you come back to this. It's like playing the Yakuza games. Which is kind of funky. Boom. Crow!
This thing sure looks tall when you look at it up close. But why do they gotta build it up so high anyway?
The height gives them the necessary pressure to pump the water out.
No kidding when you say completely unnecessary. Fair enough.
Also, building it in a spot where anyone could easily access it would only create more problems.
Problems?
In a certain Missouri town, they built the water tower low enough that a person could easily climb up to it. And that's exactly where a mass murderer decided to hide the bodies of all his victims. The water tower was so low to the ground that he could even climb up to it while carrying a dead body on his back. Incidentally, they ended up finding a total of 43 bodies in there. But the part that truly shocked Zach and I wasn't the number of bodies, Patty.
What?
It was the fact that over the 6 months from the first murder to when the case was solved, that whole time, the townspeople had been drinking the water.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
Agent York, look! I think we can climb up from there. Let's go.
But Patty, I was just getting to the good part.
I wanted to hear the story as well. I wonder if I can find all the dialogue of York just muttering about random stuff, put them into a singular compilation with nothing in the background, and just walk up to somebody in, like, let's say a video game, and just play any of the random dialogue that York has, and it would still make no sense even with context.
So this is our town. Looking down on it from here, it's hard to imagine any bad stuff ever happened at all.
Listen carefully, Patricia. You just leave Melvin to me. I promise I'll take care of things. You're grown up. You're more of an adult than anyone else in this town, I guarantee it. But that doesn't mean you have to suffer through everything without ever saying a word about it. Just remember that, okay?
Squirrel! Or in this case, monkey!
Zach, it looks like the holy Allah hasn't been sucking up water properly. No wonder the shower in our hotel room felt so weak. Patty, who manages this water tower?
This is Lucare. You should know the answer to that by now.
The Clarksons. Judging from their current situation, I don't think they'll be able to give us a timely response.
Yeah.
Do you know where the water comes from?
Probably Isaac Lake?
That settles it. Let's fill the holy Allah and solve this problem ourselves.
I knew you were gonna say that, Agent York.
Fair enough. Apparently we're gonna go do that. I like this game, though. It's great. But yeah. Do you know what the technically the first game in the entire collection of Deadly Premonition games is called, Isaac? Isaac? Acoustic? What the fuck did I call you Isaac? Not Amazing Grace. Wow, I am flipping out. I'm tweaking. I'm tweaking. I'm tweaking out, bro. I'm losing it. Nah, no, not Binding Isaac. But hold up. Deep breath, sleep. There you go. Do you know what technically the first game in the Deadly Premonition franchise is called Acoustic? Try taking a guess. Nope, it is called Mizurna Falls. Try checking it out. It's a pretty badass game.
Isaac Lake?
That's the name of the former head of the Clarkson family. When he retired, they built this lake to commemorate his career. That's why it's called Isaac Lake.
How do you spell it?
They wanted people to remember the power of the...
You sure don't miss a beat.
Let me type it out for you. I think that's correct. Sorry, I actually wrote it wrong. It's Mizurna. Apparently. That is basically the spiritual beginning of Deadly Premonition. And you will know exactly why.
Than I expected. They probably haven't been out here to check on it since Lise was...
Clong, I heard the
bet
neighbors
that's
slam a
where
door.
The water gets sucked up into
Hello, Gator.
Mr. Alligator, never thought I'd have to use you to fight a real alligator. Just what does that skeletal...
Alright, Patty. Don't get eaten by the great gators now. That wouldn't be really gator, yeah. That's a big gator! Holy crap! Fat gator! Ow! I'm getting munched! Jesus. Yeah. Ow. Yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, run for it. Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. Skateboard for the win. Woo! I'm getting munched.
Open the door, Patty.
That's a real angry gator.
Now, Patty.
Stupid gator. I'm sad we don't have different weapons in this game, though. We only have the pistol. Which is the saddest part about this entire endeavor. Yeah, there is the mod shop, but still, you technically only have, you know, this guy. I missed Deadly Premonition 1.
Okay, Zach. Let's head back to the Holy Allah. We need to confirm with our own eyes.
And I bet I still don't have enough resources to actually get myself a upgrade for this. Because I literally just ran past everything and was like, you know what? I'm not collecting shit. Why do I have so much coffee? What the fuck? It's fun, I ran this skateboard is a huge improvement over driving Deadly Premonition 1. Technically, yeah. It's a lot more enjoyable, 100%. Toolbox. Gib. Although, I like the driving in Deadly Premonition 1. I for some reason, I enjoyed the driving over the skateboard.
Do you think Patty's okay? She acts strong, but it seemed like she was deep.
But I think it's just the fact that I can't do sick kickflips and stuff with this.
Mother, Candy. We never even got a chance to meet her mother. Did they get swallowed up into the Clarkson's vortex as well? We need to hurry, Zach. As of now, Patty could be in danger. Can't stop moving until we find the source to all this chaos.
I'm gonna check the mod. The mod shop real quick. Plus we can fast travel from there.
1 lollipop? 2 lollipops? 3 lollipops? Don't mind me, Zach. This is how I wake myself up.
Yeah, this is Tony Hawk's Pro Premonition. That's the only sad part. Like, you literally just can't do random tricks constantly.
Zach, it looks like we were right on the money. Tracing the Sang Rouge distribution route led us right to Louisiana. You know what that means. We've got a hot hand, and Lady Luck's given us far more favor than she ever has before. We just happened to hear news about Lisa's murder while sitting in a bar during our vacation in New Orleans. That certainly wouldn't have happened if we had stayed in D.C. They would have given the case to another special agent, or maybe even to the state, and then we never would have found it. In the end, it would have been shut up in that vast, desolate evidence vault along with all the other cases, marked by nothing but a first-degree murder tag buried in a soggy grave at the bottom of a sea of data. That would have been its fate. Instead, it traveled from person to person until it finally fell right into our lap. Things always work out that way for us. We've traveled all over the United States trying to track down Sang Rouge. We can't let this chance pass.
I have let it pass by now. Ora, Lazuli Vrida. Can I finally upgrade some of my stuff?
Doth thou
Yes.
verily?
I can finally make firing speed. And accuracy. But that's all I can do. Are you shitting me? I can't even boost my skateboards? Are you kidding me? Okay, I can do at least this. That'll do. I can't even do those. I can't do those either.
Fucking see thou hast.
Oh, less stuff. I haven't taken down alligators enough to get the gar scales and everything else. Wow. Fuck it. We don't need it. We can complete this with just vanilla stuff. And check if I have a DM. I do not. Good. Yeah. Do 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 do.
Zach, the Holy Allah is filling up. Looks like we'll be able to take a warm, invigorating shower tonight.
Yippee!
Patty, are you okay? Worried about your...
Well, of course I am. And she got even worse starting. She used to be so beautiful. She can't even get up out of her own bed no more.
There we go.
I'm
Now I can
sorry
hear
to
again.
that. I already hurt you once in the past.
No, I know, Mom. It's
He won.
nothing.
Hey! I said get down here, goddammit!
The heir to the Clarkson leg.
Danny, are you drunk?
You rotten little snakes! This is...
Shut up. Points gun.
I could arrest you for drunk driving, but I simply haven't got the time.
What? Ever since you got here, you came in.
Satan. I'm just an agent carrying out a mission, and on the contrary, I can't. You might even consider thank.
You bastard
wants me to thank him.
You reap what you sow.
Whether you like it or not, you're the new heir to the... You could rebuild their empire, or resign it to the ravages of time. Do whatever you like. But you'll no longer be able to borrow a certain someone's power and march around like you own this town. You need to accept that and prepare to survive.
Well then. That was completely unneeded.
Zack, the skeletal gentleman is a strict one. That we're going to have to figure out what the giant lady's finger is if we want to continue. Lady's finger. I'm at a loss. The only thing that comes to mind is a certain lady in glasses who displayed her middle finger to a truck driver. The student driver who was driving the car that Leslie Nielsen jumped into in order to chase down a criminal. 1988, directed by David Zucker. The Naked Gun.
Oh, hell yeah, the Naked Gun movies. I love them.
That car chase was terrific. It felt like we were watching one of our own car chases from the real world. That director must have gotten some advice from actual police officers. Otherwise, there's no way he would have been able to film such a realistic chase.
Hey, Agent York, can I say something? If you're looking for ladies' fingers, you know that's another name for okra, right?
Another name for okra?
Yeah, okra's pretty common here in Louisiana, so most people know about its other name.
Is that really the other name for okra?
Huh. Okra. My talented assistant strikes again. You solved the oracle instead of me. Let's hurry over to the okra farm at once, then.
Hold on. I want to Google that fact. Why is okra called lady's finger? Oh, because of the long, elegantly tapering shape. Huh. Okay.
And find the biggest piece of okra while we're at it.
Hey, Agent York.
The key word is giant. I'll bet it looks... And just imagine this.
Hey, Agent York! Our town doesn't have an okra farm.
No? Okra farm?
Relax. Just follow me. I reckon I know where we're supposed to go.
Danny, get up from the ground. That's not healthy for you. God damn it, now I need to follow Patty. Activate skateboard. Run, Patty, run! The FBI's coming for you. Run! Could you imagine York pulling out a gun now and making Patty just run faster and faster? Go, Patty, go! The scary FBI is coming for your taxes and for your soul. Deep, 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 deep. Deep, tis pizza is so good. I will slowly lose my mind. And I ain't even complaining. I love it. A lot of the time when I say something negative about a game, or like say that I'm losing my mind, it means that I'm actually enjoying my time. It's just one of those weird ways for me to say that I appreciate what the game's doing, because if it can make me lose my mind, it's a good game. And as jank as this game is, it's a good game. Same with a lot of other games. I'm having to try and see if I can figure out Zone of the Enders and make it work in VR. Because it has a VR mode. And I want to know how nauseating it can get. Oh yeah, and I need to make Killer is Dead work. Ah! I need to check the, I need to check if I can actually get that to work. Because it has some fun stuff in it. Maybe that'll be the next series. If I can finish this today, I can check out if I can get Killer is Dead working without crashing and having those bugs that it has. And then I'll do a series on that. Heck yeah! Going through all these weird old games. Patty, you son of a bitch! How dare you bump into me? Well, I'm supposed to follow you at a decent pace. Or maybe I'll play Sunnyside. Dee-dee-doo-doo-doo. Ah! This game is perfect for falling asleep too. Just watching somebody play this, you can literally put it in the background, then go fall asleep and wake up and still not understand what the hell's happening, even if you had paid attention to it. And then when you ask for a recap, you'll get the most insane description ever and you feel like it's a fever dream and fall asleep again. Yeah, that's how I'll describe this game. It's a fever dream within a fever dream that's a fever dream. And even if you had context, you wouldn't be able to understand it. Patty, you... Oh, you wanted me to go here? What? Okay. Is this the place?
This is the giant lady's finger, Okra Boy. He's kind of like the town mascot.
Huh.
Okra Boy, you're right. No matter how... But, Patty, there's no...
That's right.
Then why did they...
Good question. He's been here for as long as I can remember. Daddy said he remembers Okra Boy being around when he was a kid, too.
Interesting.
The plot thickens.
Why is the Okra Boy the town mascot if there is no Okra Farm? Also, I have to adjust my gigantic pillow because the cover on it is once again droopy. It's not quite as I wanted it to be. There we go. Ah, it feels so much nicer now.
Zach, doesn't it look like he's pointing at something? Let's follow that white glove.
Ah, we're finally getting to enter this area where the Lamborghini was parked.
Patty, that's it.
The car ain't here this time. What's in here?
So this used to be the control device for the drawbridge, but it looks like its insides have been replaced with something else.
Oh, yeah. I remember Daddy telling me about this. This drawbridge hasn't been used for decades now, so the control room doesn't work.
Okay. But why?
A password that requires 3 letters?
Looks that way.
What's this, then? There's an H on the top, bottom, and left sides of the leftmost panel.
Patty, trial and... There are 26 letters in the... which makes for 17,500... Let's try something more.
I know that, so...
Just leave this to Zach. Zach, this password may look complicated at first glance, but you needn't worry. This is a chemical formula. A challenge from Professor R.
Okay.
The H that's tattooed all over the leftmost panel stands for hydrogen. In other words, the leftmost panel represents the molecule you get when 3 hydrogen atoms merge. All we need to do is figure out which chemicals go in the remaining panel. Try reviewing what we know. We spoke to the 17 comrades who saw the birth of New Orleans, filled the Holy Allah, then found the giant lady's finger pointing toward the entrance to the Forbidden. After we met the 17 comrades, we encountered that ominous red tree. There was sap dripping out from the red tree's trunk, wasn't there? That must have been a metaphor for wood vinegar. Then, in order to fill the Holy Allah, we went to the reservoir. The water tower represents a distillator, and the water represents coolant. Wood vinegar, distillator, and water, Zach. Figured it out yet? The chemical formula is CH3OH, methanol. It's got to be COH. Starting from the left in that order. Methanol is highly flammable and used as the base ingredient in formaldehyde. This has Professor R's name written all over it. That oracle really sent us on a roundabout mission this time. It almost feels like we're playing a video game here. Talk about stupid.
Thank you for telling me, because I had no fucking idea what the hell that was, and I was about to look it up.
That must be the entrance to...
Interesting.
You can't touch that.
Hello, Avery.
Smarty pants scientist said no.
Avery Smith.
Drawbridge don't.
You're right, Avery, but don't worry. That's right. Permission from...
The pre... Okay. I didn't see nothing. Yup.
Oh, come on. Avery's nice.
Hey, Agent York.
Yes, I have to. For the sake of the investigation.
I'm getting...
That's a rare word to hear coming from your mouth, Patty. I don't see much in there aside from some overgrown weed.
No, I'm not scared of the weed.
You don't need to worry, Patty. You're my precious assistant, and I promise I'll...
Alright. Seems just like overgrown weeds
Patty,
and
the
stuff.
truth is, when I the most evil monster...
A monster?
Oh,
No.
yes. A demon incarnate who plucked the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man.
Marshmallow.
Ghostbusters, 1984. Now that's a film that was filled to the brim with bona fide horror. A true masterpiece that boasted an honest... Even if you watched it now. First night I watched it, I was too afraid, so I made Zach come.
The door.
Well then. Interesting. Uh-oh. That can't be good.
What else have you seen on that sci-fi movie channel?
Agent York, why are you asking me that?
Discussing movies is one of the most basic forms of communication in our country.
What time period do you live in?
It's always been that way in every era. In this country, all dialogues always begin from films.
Ugh. Says who? You're making me
What is that? Shut up! That sounded wrong. In the butt. What is that?
Do you want to die?
Why is there smoke coming out of your ass? Patty, what the fuck are you doing? What's in here? Huh. A processing lab.
Zach, I think we found a laboratory.
Laboratory. Laboratory. Huh. Let's save. I got some more better GME for now. Interesting place. Yep. Is that a brain? Eyeballs?
A research log? No, it looks more like a journal. Look, Zach. This belonged to Lena Doman. A professor to the very end. This book is filled with all sorts of detailed notes.
Oh. Interesting. The candle was still lit.
She studied abroad during school. Most likely in order to get as far away from her father's prejudice as possible. Abroad, she studied chemistry and fire dynamics, then cultivated the groundwork for Sang Rouge. If what's written in this journal is to be believed, Sang Rouge is a naturally derived substance.
Oh?
That must mean it's something akin to ayahuasca, the hallucinogen found in the Amazon region. But Sang Rouge wasn't actually produced here. It appears that a special environment is necessary to summon the Red Demon.
Okay.
Zach, look at this. It
I'm
says
looking.
that when Lena was still known as Lenny, she once fell in love with a woman. She fell in love with her older sister.
Oh
That
no.
matches up with what PJ mentioned just before he died. And apparently, they had a daughter. The Clarksons' family tree is far more complicated than I could have imagined.
You can say that again.
And here it says that the Clarksons' older daughter later fell in love with someone in town and got married. Then she must still be somewhere in this town. Hey, Patty, did you know about all this?
I don't know.
That's not an answer.
This entry is from right after she became Lena. Zach, what could this mean? A salesman passing through town gave me an epiphany that changed my life.
There he is.
She didn't create Sang Rouge until after she met this
Oh!
person. And
That's
from
the
that point
fucking
onward,
dude's
she started
dog!
fanatically worshiping someone. She
I'm a
also ceases
fucking
to mention
idiot!
Anything more about her older sister, and the word goddess of fertility starts appearing everywhere.
It's the fucking sapling merchant. What was her name again? Fucking Kate. Fucking Forrest Kaysen. That's FK. Fuck. And the dog belongs to him. I'm an idiot.
The final entry, written just before she headed to the Clarksons' house. No one can stop my plan. Not even me. My only worry now is P. I only pray the Fool King can stop him. Zach, it looks like we've uncovered yet another new character. Who's the Fool King? This is starting to read like a badly written tragedy. And P. It appears that Lena's worried about whether or not the Fool King will be able to stop our investigation and successfully murder this P character. P. Philip? Or Professor? No. It can't be. Oh. Whew.
Well done.
No, don't kill him!
Patricia? And the Fool King? What is that substance?
Hi there, Hundan. Long time no see.
Ooh, pineapple. With faces.
This is definitely your simplest oracle by far. Patty. Now it all makes sense. Zach, we need to hurry back to the hotel and put all this in order.
Yes. We must return. What? Huh? It automatically throws me off every time I jump on it. Huh? That's funny. Huh. Weird. I wonder if this is going to be the final confrontation.
Lena Doman, aka Professor R. How could such an intelligent person like her suffer such a tragic downfall? Does the South really corrupt people?
Nope,
like Patty
the South
This
doesn't
son
corrupt
certainly
people.
Seems capable of breaking someone down. No matter how you try to resist it, it's so hot it feels like I'm burning up. But that doesn't explain it. Perhaps we really do need to focus on the Clarkson bloodline itself. Everything in this town, whether it's visible or invisible, it all carries shades of their influence.
Let's see what's happening at Pineapple. Do 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 do. Yeah.
We found many new truths hidden in Lena. Some of them went far.
All right.
First, we should clear up who she was a complete, but after reading she still lived. Lena's journal stated, did you figure it out? Who is PJ? Yes, Melvin's beloved wife and the most beautiful woman in town. Candy. She's PJ Clarkson, which means that just like Galena, now we know why Melvin said that Galena was a beauty who could attract a... Candy had no interest in the inheritance, and was all... That must be why PJ ended up coddling Lena. So Candy is supposedly sick. She must be... Melvin's beloved wife, Candy, committed a transgression. Zach, what? That's right. Candy. Then she gave birth to a child that we know of. We never heard any mention of her biological, despite how much these country folk... I knew there had to be some secret connected to her birth. It's beyond anything I ever... Next up is the Fool King. All you need to do is pick out the person who acted... Honestly, the answer is clear, isn't it, Zach? Melvin. He's got to be the Fool King. The way he's acted from the moment he located... The way Galena was murdered. Silence, his discord with the Clarksons, the words P and the engineer boot prints we saw at the... Feels like the missing puzzle pieces. But why did he decide to... According to Patricia, he seemed... There's no way he actually could have believed that the goddess of fertility would come... So that... As you nursed Candy, you too became... Drugs rob people of their judge. They slowly but surely... That's most likely the reason it took Lena so... I don't know what to say, Zach. Lena fell in love with her older sister Candy, and the two of them had intercourse. But afterwards, Lena realized that there was a disparity. Finally, Lena left home. Meanwhile, Candy fell in. I could only guess that Lena and Candy's relationship Then, their strange love transformed. Lena must have periodically as offerings to the... It's hard to keep going with this, Zach. If Lena's plan was to kill off every last, then her next target is PJ's last. She's in danger. Zach, whoever hit me in that control room, the blow was so devastating that there aren't many people... they hit me right in my head. Now, first we're going to need to... Sunbathing, Zach. Let's go bask in some liquid sunshine.
Oh boy. I think we finally reached the end for this game. It's gonna be fun and enjoyable. To get some fire water. I'm guessing.
Zach, it appears to... Let's come back.
At least I think. So what time is this? We need to wait 2 hours, I think. Luckily, I packed away a cigarette just in case.
Zach, it appears... Let's come back.
Wait, am I an idiot?
Zach, it appears... Let's...
Am I an idiot? I'm an idiot. Fuck. I screwed up. I screwed up. I read that wrong. It's not 15, because 15 is 3. It's 17. That we're supposed to go for. Excuse me.
Very good. Please.
I would like to buy some smokes.
Serving you is please do.
I know an even better way to pass time. There we go. That'll do. The fuck? Huh? Why isn't this phone charging? Eh? Hmm? Wait, what? The other phone's charging just fine. Why is this other phone not charging then? What's wrong with it? Huh? It feels like it's not plugging inside properly? Huh? Has it broken? I feel like the charging port might have broken on the other phone. That's not good. Huh, that might be a problem. Might be a problem. I'm gonna try and plug it back in though, because it works with the other phone just fine. Yeah, it's working just fine on that. Why isn't it working on this one? Why? What the fuck? Oh no, I have a problem with my other phone. It refuses to charge now. Do I have any other cables I can use? Probably not. Fuck. That's a problem. Well, I'll have to find out a way to charge it up in that case. Hello, sir.
Got a minute?
I'm the bartender here. I ain't gonna stop you from talking to me. This is America. Land of the free. So folks just do whatever the hell they want.
What is
That's one of
heel?
the beautiful things about America. Yeah.
I love him.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. But please, call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
A bureau man, eh? You hear about Lise. Yeah.
That I am. Very astute of you. What do you know about her?
No one lives forever. Eventually, all life must come to an end.
Yeah.
So you don't know much about her?
The girl I love was her best friend. That's all I know, man.
Sounds like you're deeply connected to this case, then. Why are you giving me the runaround?
Truth bomb number 1. Think good and hard before you reveal yourself to someone you don't know. Just some common sense for daily survival. Yeah. Hey, Bureau man, you change your underwear every day. Yeah. Here's another truth bomb for you. Clean, white underwear without a single stain on it. So pristine it shines. Your day doesn't truly begin until you slip them on. Yeah. Our world's filled with truth bombs. That's about all I can really tell you.
Well then.
Zach, this man has got a very unique style to him.
I reckon it's about time we stop flapping our gums here, Bureau man. Don't give up the good fight. Yeah. Later.
One last thing. Do you always dress this way? I'm not quite sure how to put it, but you're practically naked.
This is America, land of the free. I'm simply exercising my freedom. And as my fellow American, you need to respect my freedom. Yeah.
Fair. You know, I think that's. I think I'm gonna call it after seeing that. I don't think my brain can handle anything else that comes after that. We'll finish this off next week because I'm gonna take the Friday off, and right now, I really need to go take a piss and everything else. Plus, I need to figure out what's happening with my phone so I can actually have it fixed. Well, before next week. So I'm just gonna call it here. I'm gonna get going. And we'll be back tomorrow with a photo shoot stream, basically. We're going to test out some photo stuff and whatnot and see how we can do that. And show some cool things that we can do. But for now, I'm going to head out, and y'all have a wonderful time. Peace out, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.